Welcome to Confidence with Katheleen, hosted by me, Katheleen
Hey, welcome to my podcast. I'm Katheleen. I'm an animal communicator. Gosh, that it feels good to say it. Seriously, I can talk with all the animals, but most of my work it's really with performance horses. I'm doing more with horses, and it's more easy for me to. It's more because, first of all, I was raised all my life with horses around me, but two, I'm very lucky because I have the chance to work with a lot of specialists like veterinarian, farrier, all those people that are open now to work with me, and they really help me to know more the anatomy of the horses and to understand them too. When I'm doing a communication for the first time, I'm always say that I'm not a vet, I'm not a trainer, I'm not a farrier, I'm nothing like that. When I made that communication with the horse, I put no doubt in it, and I promise to the horse to tell you everything. It can make sense or it cannot. I don't think I have all the truth, but usually I've got it right too. And today I will really like to have a horse here and to invite him to talk about his experience, but I cannot do that. I will have to translate anyway all the time, and I'm not sure that a horse can sit on my little chair. So, but how? What I want to do is try to explain you what they share to me, what I learned from them. So first of all, when I'm working with the specialists, when I'm working like with the vet, what I like about it is because I can tell to the vet what I'm feeling on the horse, and then he do a lameness exam, or very often it's the opposite. They do the lameness exam. They don't want to know what I felt before. So they do their lameness exam, and after that we talk together, and they try to say, okay, they told me what they feel, what they think that it is, and then they ask me, okay, what were you feeling? And okay, so very often we have the same feeling, or we find the same thing, but sometimes they can say, oh, I was feeling more maybe the hawk, but for me I was feeling somewhere else. So, and those vets that I'm working with, they really like, oh, okay, I will look that. So, and that's when it helped me and it helped them too. We work all together. It's the same thing with the Caro, With the Caro, he will look at the horse, and before he will start working on them, they ask me, okay, what are you feeling? And so I explain them, and then they do some more exercise or more work on the horse too, and then they explain me, oh, when you feel that, look, it's a ribs. No, when you feel that, it was a spine that was out. So that's how I learn, and I can explain better what the horse feeling or what is the issue on the horse, because they are all open-minded to work with me and to help me, and in the same time I'm able more to help other horses, more horses, and more owner. What the horse do that when I talk with a horse and I'm calling after that, the owner, what I feel that makes a huge difference. It's when you learn how your horse work. Like, because there are some horses that they really love their job. They are working horse. They do it. They love it. There are some that they just do it to please the owner. There are some that it needs to be fun. If it's always the same thing, if it's repetition, it gets boring, and they are like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore. There are some that like, even I have one in mind. I will give you so much example too. So I have one in mind that even that man was thinking that his mare didn't like his job at all, and it was done. He said, he really asked me, he said, can you look at her, because I really think that she doesn't want to do it anymore. She's done, and if she doesn't want to do it, I'm fine with that, but can you talk with her? So when I talked with that mare, it was not that the problem. It was the rider. So it was him. He was a little bit more stressed, putting more pressure, didn't move the same in his saddle, and there was a little bit like they didn't connect enough, and the communication between them was not good. And then he changed. I'm very lucky because he listened to me and he did those change. And after that, oh my God, they are still doing like competition now, because it's still going, and that mare really loves it. So those horses that like to please, they really listen a lot about the rider. There are some too that they are more bossy. It's like, it's my way, I know how to do it, don't be on my way. So don't over-school them, don't over-correct them because they don't like it. I know it's not possible all the time, but when you know your horse, and that's what I'm feeling, that makes a difference too. When I'm talking with the owner and I explain them how their horse think, how they love to work, what is their personality, and a lot of people call me back or text me back and say, oh my God, I just went for a training, it went so much better. I'm feeling we understand each other, and we connect better, but it's more because they just connect with their personality and they know more what their horse like, or they don't, so that makes a huge difference. Another thing too that I really learned, don't forget that horses, even if they are performance horses, they are horses. They like to go outside. They like sometimes to have days off, to be turned out. I have some that they don't like it that much, but I would say it's maybe 3 or 4% of them. Most of them, they really like to just be turned out and enjoy the pasture. And I know sometimes they can be crazy out there, but they love it. There's some that they really talk a lot about. Almost all the horses, the performance horses, it's the stomach, but not just the stomach, it's really to the hindgut. I heard so many stories that the horse makes me feel it's so bad on them, it's hurting them, they don't feel good. And very often, everyone, when your horse, you put the saddle on, or they are more like grumpy, everyone thinks about stomach, but don't forget the hindgut, because the hindgut, it's really bad. And even like going in the trailer, there's a lot of horses that they said that they are car sick. So stomach and gut, it's a huge thing. After that, what I heard a lot too, I will say that almost a lot of horses that I'm talking with, it's about their feet. Very often when you have a problem, it can be the back is sore, the shoulder, but I will say that very often I'm feeling the feet of the horse. That's where everything's come, all the other pain come from their feet. So look at the feet, but not just the front feet. Don't forget the back feet, because a lot of horses, I'm feeling they don't have enough heel, or the back feet, they are sore, the coffin are sore. So when it's like that, it's really more pain on the back, or SI, hamstring. So that create a lot of issue, and then they stress out because it's painful. It makes their stomach burn, things like that. So you see, you are in a big wheel. So feet, stomach, it's one of the biggest issue that I'm feeling that I see with the horses. And like I'm saying, I'm not saying that I'm a vet. I'm just trying to explain what the horse makes me feel and how I'm feeling it. So be careful with those things. Another thing too that the horse talks a lot too, it's about their equipment, the saddle, the bit, and it's funny because I have some, they don't give me the name of the bit. They make me feel it, and there's some that I can feel when there's a pork, it's a two-piece. They can explain me when there's some that they prefer when it's moving more because her hands are hard, so that gives me the chance to work, or there's some that they prefer it when it's more direct, not too much guy. So it's very funny because I'm really feeling it in my mouth. They don't say the name of the bit, they make me feel it, but there are some that it's hard for me to feel it because they play with the bit all the time. Look what I have in my mouth. So but when you try something on the horse, I have some horses, I'm very laughing, not at the owner but a little bit, because the horse can say, oh my God, she changed it all the time. So, and before you can say that a horse like it or no, sometimes you can put it in their mouth and you can see the reaction. But if you start working and you feel that it doesn't work good or you're not sure, a lot of horses needs their first reaction. It's more like, oh, what it is. And when they have that new thing, new bit in their mouth, the way that they react, it's more they get tight and they just think about it. They don't work good. So try it 2 or 3 times before saying, oh my God, it's work or it's not. Okay. I can tell you so many funny story about horses. So usually people really think more like gelding, chill, they are more quiet and be more kind, but I have some gelding that, my God, they have a really big personality. I have one, I can tell you that story. So I have one, that gelding, he really likes to have his mane brush. So, and if the owner doesn't brush his mane before saddling him or do whatever, he is pissed. He doesn't want to work. He can be very not kind with her, or even with the vet. The vet now, they know it, and the others that work with him, they know he likes to have his mane brushed. So if you want to have a good relationship with that horse, or you want to have a good time with him, brush his mane. So it's very funny. But in the same time, I had one the other day that she came here, and that horse was saying, oh my God, it's more the guy that was riding that horse and using her, but his wife really gave bath and everything to that horse, and that horse really start to say, oh, she put something in my mane, it smelled like shit, tell her to stop it. And I even can see it was yellow something, and he makes me feel it really smelled bad. And they start laughing because they knew what it was. And even the husband was like, oh yeah, it doesn't smell good, I don't use it because I don't like the smell. But so I think maybe she will keep using it, but I'm telling you that gelding didn't like it at all. I have others too. I can have so many stories. So I have some mare too that, and it's not just mare, but a lot of mare that you need to ask them permission to do whatever. If you try to go catch them, if you try to saddle them, and it's not a big deal. For us, it's like, hey, she needs to listen. But if you try to be that way, it won't work with those kind of horses. So she was really show me, ask me the permission, and I really explained that to the owner, and she started asking her the permission to do whatever on her or with her, and it really works. I have others mares too like that, but I can just that mare, she was so much like bossy. So it really changed the way when you just know how they think, what they like. It really changed the way that the horse will respond to you. Don't forget too that we always think, it's very funny because a lot of people said, I'm there for my horse, I want to have my horse feel good and everything. And sometimes the horse are there for you too. And I'm feeling a lot of owner really forget that part. That yes, maybe you are there for your horse, you are there to take care, but maybe you can be with your horse and try to learn something, because a lot of horses explain me that sometimes she ride me. So we are in the arena and she makes some exercise, but she's on the phone, she's not with me. And that's when they start to be hassled and they start to make mistakes, because when they do that, the owner stop being on the phone or stop thinking about something else or about the laundry and things like that and came back. So animals, and I will say a lot of horses, they really enjoy the moment present. And more as a human, you are at the moment present. You enjoy the time when you are with your animals. You are there, you're not thinking about nothing else. That's really, you will have better result. And because they feel everything. You cannot lie to their horse. That's one thing too. And oh my God, when I have kids that's coming here in person or even on the phone, and I know I'm talking on the phone, but the mom, the dad, the kids, everyone are on the phone listening. Sometimes I'm a little bit more shy too, because I don't want to hurt the feeling of the kid. But you know, sometimes the horse yell at the kid, you know, because before going in the arena, a lot of horses said, oh my God, she's so stressed, why she's like that, and and the kid said, no, I'm not. She puts so much pressure on herself. And I'm always asking the horses, is it the parent? No, she wants to be perfect. He wants to be perfect. He's stressed so much that I don't want to go there. So I need after that, when the horse tell me those things, I need after that to say it to the kid, and without, you know, without making them cry, but they don't realize how much the horse feel like what it's inside. Even the kids or any rider, you can say to your friends, hey, I'm relaxed or whatever, but if inside you try to calm yourself, you try to put a smile in your face, but you think something else inside of you, that's what your horse understand, that's what your horse feels. So if you say out loud, oh, you are a champion or whatever, but inside of you, you're thinking, piece of, you know, you better work today, I hope it will work, and you feel that inside, that's what your horse feels. So it's like, okay, I will be like that for you, because he doesn't understand what necessarily what you're saying, because that's not true. You cannot lie to your horse. You can lie to me, you can lie to your friend, but you cannot lie to your horse. And I'm lucky I can hear what you're saying to your horse, so you even cannot lie to me. There's some other story too about like blanket, different therapy, and the horse, there are some that they really enjoy. The princess one, I call them the princess or the prince one. They love to have their massage, they love to have the carro, they love to have their blanket, they need to have their stall clean. There are some that when they go in the trailer, they are not able to pee. So they need to get out, and they get uncomfortable in the trailer because they don't want pee on themselves. So there's a lot of story like that. That's what I'm saying. I should bring all the horses that I'm talking with every week, and just let them talk and tell you their story. There's so many good story. But one thing too that I learned with the horse, it's more you are at the moment present, but in the same time, more you keep that simple. There are some horses that they don't understand because their job for them during the week it's to listen to you. So when you scold them all the time, you hold them, you ask them to move their feet, move their rib cage, move their front way, and you scold them, that's their job, to listen to you. But then they said, we go out and she sit there and she's doing nothing. I don't understand what she's asking. So keep that simple. I'm not saying don't school your horse, but sometimes keep it more simple to make sure that they understand when you will go to a competition, to a show, what you want them to do. Because if you school them all the time, for them it's like, okay, I need to wait on a cue, I need to wait on her. So that's when sometimes the horse, I'm feeling people said my horse is not confident. At home is doing it well, but when we go at a rodeo or whatever event, my horse is not confident enough. But it's not that he's not confident enough, it's more because you don't ride them over there like what you're doing at home. So there are some horses that they like different exercise, they like to learn things, and they really enjoy it. But there are some to build their confidence, it's like keep that simple. Ride them sometime at home like what you're doing at the race too, because they will understand your cue, they will know what to do, and let them try to do it a little bit more by themselves. So if they do something wrong, then correct them, but more they will be able to do it by themselves, better they will be build their confidence. So there's a lot of things like that. Another things too that I can talk about, it's supplement and food, all the feed that you give to your horse. So a lot of people, when they call me, they said, oh, does that, all what I gave them, is it working or not? So the horse, they don't know the name of the product that you gave them. They just makes me feel it. But there are some that they are so mad when you change their feed, or you add too many things. I will say to see, and I don't sell product either, but from the point of view of the horse, a lot of them add one thing at the time, and maybe let them eat that for 2 or 3 weeks to see if it will keep eating or not. There are some that they talk to me about the smell of the food. They had something like, it doesn't smell good, it's more liquid, or it was liquid and now it's dry. I don't like when it's dry. So make those change. I'm not saying don't change it, but change things one at a time. There are some that they really don't care. They like to eat whatever they have, so they really like to eat and they will eat everything. But there are some that they are very picky too about it. And there are some too that there's some food that it's too much for them. But very often what I see on horses, it takes like 2 or 3 weeks almost before they really feel the action of the supplement or the vitamin that you had. Another things too that I really had a lot, it's people like when they call me and we talk about where the horse has pain and things like that, but a lot of time they say, oh, can I call you back for a follow-up? I'm always say yes and no. It's not that I don't want people to call me back, but very often if after we talk together, you go to the vet, you go to the chiro, you do everything on your horse, but your horse need to know that he's feeling better. And I'm always compare that to you, like if you go to the chiro, maybe the next day you will say, oh my God, it was so bad, I'm sore everywhere. But then 1 week after you will move and still feel it, or 2 weeks after you will move and like, oh my God, it's gone. So finally it was not that bad, but it took you 2 weeks. So the horse, so it's the muscle memory. So the horse, before they know that they feel better, there's some pain, like when they have the pressure on the coffin or things like that. As soon as you inject them, very often, if a lot of liquid goes out, I can feel the release. But sometimes, if it doesn't, it takes a few days before the horse will know that, oh my God, I'm feeling better. So even if people call me like 2 weeks after, if the horse doesn't know that he's feeling better, or he's used so much to compensate on other part of his body because he doesn't want to feel the pain on his foot or on his shoulder, so he needs to work and to feel like, oh my God, I'm good, I'm feeling better. And and very often when your horse knows that he's feeling better, that's when you don't need me anymore, because he's really working better. So I'm always say, like, when you do a change on your horse, try it, make them feel that, ride them, get them a little bit move differently, bring them to a race, bring them to when you have the issue, so the horse can know that he's feeling better. And then you will see, oh my God, yes, it works or not. But sometimes it takes more than one run. It can take 2 or 3 runs before he will know that, oh my God, it's really gone. And he will be less stressed and he will feel better. I was talking about all the supplement and things like that. But one thing too that I really forget to talk about, the pain on the horse, it's on the mare. It's the ovary. I'm feeling a lot of time people forget to look at the ovary, and the heat cycle or the ovary, they can move in their body, and when it's not at the right place, it's so painful on the horse, on the mare. So they have a lot of them that I'm feeling the pain. And it's really painful. And I even have an example of a mare. It was funny because that girl came to see me like 2 or 3 times. We were doing the combo with her mare, and my daughter was massaging that mare too. And each time I was saying, it's a right ovary, it's a right ovary. And that mare, sometime in a run, she can bark, she was not kind all the time, and she was very marish. But for me, it was always an ovary, and she tried to give her different supplement for that or whatever, and it never worked good on her. But finally, she brought her to an osteopath that she really went inside, and that ovary was very twist. She untwisted. I don't know how she did it, but she did it. And a few weeks after, that owner bring that mare back, and she was like, I'm so excited. She didn't tell me nothing, but when I connect on her, I was like, oh my God, she's so sweet. And usually she's not. She's very like marish, but she was so sweet, and she really said, like, look at my ovary, I'm feeling so good. So all those time, it was just her ovary that was making her sore on her back, sore on her SI, sore her in a stifle, and even she was bucking all the time, but it was just her right ovary. I have a lot of mares like that, so don't forget about the mare to think about ovary. It's not just their heat cycle, but it's all like inside of them too, that sometimes it's not good and it's really painful for them. And for the stud, I did some video about it, and I'm feeling people really laugh about it too, but it's their balls. So they really like to talk to me about their balls. And even, you know, I did a podcast with Tasha and with Thor, and Thor, I'm used to talk with him, and but Thor, each time, that's the first thing that he likes to, because I'm feeling it, okay? So I'm feeling everything, and I have no balls. But like with him, when I connect with him, he always makes me feel like how good when he went to the breeding farm, how good it was, or sometimes he just like to talk about it. So that's very often, that was his first thing that he likes to talk about. And I can, like one day, Tasha was in a rodeo, I don't remember where, but anyway, she was on the road for the summer, and she was doing the acouscope on him, and we were talking on the phone. I was connect on Thor to see if he was feeling good with the treatment that she was doing, and I was like, yeah, that's good, work there. So we worked together, and then I'm like, okay. And Tasha start laughing, because as soon as, you know, because he likes to makes me feel it, and she's like, Kathleen, he's showing everything out now. I can see that he's talking with you. So that's his first reaction each time. So studs, sometimes they like it. Or there are some that they really show me that when they are working, they hit their ball. And it's very sensitive, and very often that makes them not working good or protect themselves, and that create after that issues more on the stifle, on the wart bone, or somewhere else. So another things too. So a lot, the horse are very sensitive. They are good worker too. There are some that they are really tough, but there are some that they are more sensitive. But don't forget that the way that I'm feeling it too, they compensate a lot. They really compensate a lot on different part of their body. So it's not because sometimes it's not because they are sore on their back end that it came from there. So I remember one day I was at a competition, and the vet was there, and he called me. He's like, Kathleen, can you come and talk with that mare? Because I'm not able to do a lameness exam, because she was just kicking them and things like that. So, and he said, we need to drug her if we want to touch her. So, and we won't be able to see where she's in pain if we gave her some drugs, you know. So I went there, and when I connect on that mare, the first thing that I was feeling, it was really her shoulder. Her shoulders were so sore, it was awful. So when they tried to pick up her back end, you know, she has all her weight there, and she cannot handle it. So that's why she didn't want to give her back legs. So, and I told that to the vet. There was other things a little bit too on the back, but it was really the shoulder. It was awful. So they decided to go and inject her shoulder, and when they did it, she had really bad fluid in both shoulder. And the owner, like a few weeks after, she texts me back, and she's like, you know, I was not at home when my farrier come, and usually the farrier need to sedate her to be able to shoe her correctly, because she was very dangerous. But he said, what did you do to her? I was able to take her back feet. She was kind and everything, but it was just the the shoulders. It was so painful on her. So that's when, we all work as a team. That really helped, and that helped me. But I'm able, that's fun when that vet wants to work with me and to help the horse better. Working as a team, that changed. But even when you look at your horse, yes, you can see a lameness on the back or in the front end, but be open-minded and really keep it at general. And even if it's the back that it's sore, I'm not saying the back cannot be sore, but where it comes from. When I'm feeling the pain on the back, if there's an issue like kissing spine or things like that over there, or ribs that is out, it's good. But if it's just that the back, it's always tight, sometimes it's because of the hindgut, sometimes it's because of the back feet, sometimes it can be something else. So just think about that, But again, I'm not a vet, I'm not a chiro, I'm nothing like that. I just translate how I'm feeling it on the horse. I'm feeling so lucky too. The things that I'm feeling that makes a huge difference, it's really the connection that you can have with your horse. Don't forget, like what I was saying, when you are with your horse, stay with your horse, think about your horse, think what you are doing, enjoy that moment. That's why you have a horse. So please try to enjoy that moment, and in the same time that you will understand how he works better, if he's making a mistake, if he's insecure or whatever, but be with your horse. Enjoy that moment, even if it's just 20 minutes a day. What is 20 minutes in your day? Your laundry, your whatever can wait. Be there and try to connect with your horse. And if you have a phone, please let it, I'm not saying listen, you can listen music if you want, but let your phone away and answer to your friends a little bit later. I'm feeling that's a part that the horse, they really enjoy a lot. It's when you are with them, when you work with them, when you are there for them. They are there for you, but they want them to be there for them, be together. So I know I cover a lot today, but there's so much more that I can cover. If you have more question or comment or whatever, please feel free to contact me, to share them with me. I will be more than happy to answer to all your questions in my next podcast. So thank you, and God bless you. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Please make sure to follow, like, share, subscribe on all my social media, and don't forget to leave me a review. If you want to learn more about me, visit my website, horseconfidence.com with a K, where you can also order my book.